Welcome to PPR Podcast number 177. Our 2-week hiatus is over. My name is Paul Rudy. Bert Grossman, back in the command chair as he is a co-host of the PPR. Everybody knows Bert. And Bert, this is week 1 of season 26 of the PPR. We need to start the podcast, season 26 of the podcast, with a special guest. Any recommendations?
We are Carter Jackson from Cathedral. Not only a great football player, but as you'll find out, great human being, great student, great everything.
Carter, welcome to the podcast. What class are we getting you out
of? My STEAM capstone class.
Wow. What does that involve?
Pretty much just an engineering-based class. Just, getting started with project planning and things like that.
You know, I've known you for now 46 seconds, and I can just already tell that you're pretty serious about your academics.
Yeah, very.
Explain that. Well, first of all, that comes from adults in your life, and at what point did you realize books were as important as what you do on the field?
Ever since pretty much middle school, my parents have really just pushed me to be successful in my academics as well as the athletics. So I would say pretty much just my family, my parents, they both really pushed me a lot.
I saw you have, because you're one of the few people brave enough to post your report card on Twitter. I saw you have a 4.3 and a lot of AP classes, a lot of college classes. I guess the question is, because we always ask this, you obviously want to play football or sports in college. What is more important to you? Because it almost seems like academics is just as important to you. I mean, at the end, do you pick football? Do you balance the two, or you just pick academics?
I'm definitely going to want to try and balance the two. But yeah, football is also a main priority of mine, but I've always been academics too. So I'll be balancing them when I go to college.
So you posted your report card on Twitter or on X?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
I would say after, right before the summer, I would say junior year, end of junior year.
All right, so obviously it's a good report card. How does that sit with people whose report cards aren't as sterling? Does that create grief, or are you just proud of the fact that you have the grades, you post the grades that you do?
No, I would say just really just pushes my teammates also to succeed, because at Cathedral, that's also a main priority that Coach Joel implements is you got to have good grades to be on the field. So, I try to be a role model with my grades, and it goes to each of my teammates.
Did you tighten up the Algebra 2 honors?
Why was that?
Yeah.
He has everything looks just A, and then you got a C in Algebra 2 honors.
A C? Dude!
Yeah, that was our class.
I keep thinking of the episode of, do you ever watch Andy Griffith when Opie thinks he got straight A's and Dad buys him a new bike?
Yeah.
Turns out the teacher gave him the wrong report card, and he didn't know what to do with the bike. All right,
I got one more question. What's harder? Because we've had Cathedral people on there, and everybody says how hard the Crucible is when you guys do your 3-day, 2-night thing. What's harder, the Algebra 2 honors or the Crucible?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say Algebra 2. Because it's a year long, push. But Crucible, don't get me wrong, is very hard mentally and physically.
Maybe what your career goals are. Like I haven't used trigonometry, geometry, any math class I learned growing up through the ranks. I have not applied any of it in my adulthood. What will you use Algebra 2 for? I assume you want to be an engineer of some sort?
Yeah, that's the main goal. I'll probably be going to college for engineering. So, yeah, it'll be full of math.
So you will use some of that. Those basics you're going to need.
Yeah.
Would you use anything?
No, I use adding and subtracting for my checkbook. That was the extent.
We don't even do that anymore.
Yeah, and we don't even have checkbooks. All right, so
wait, I got a question for Carl, because I remember you've been a free safety, right?
Yeah, I used to be a free safety.
And then I turned on, I saw that Giant Skills 5 versus 5, and I'm watching you like a DN rushing the passer. Are you transitioning DN to outside linebacker now?
Yeah, I'm more of a hybrid between strong safety and outside linebacker. But this year, I'll be playing outside linebacker.
And describe the skill set that each position requires and where you're similar. I assume chasing the ball is what it's all about, right?
I mean, yeah, defense is always 11 hats to the ball, but I would say safety, obviously, more pass first. And the outside linebacker, I mean, you get both at Cathedral, having to be in coverage and also be in that 5 technique and rush that quarterback.
I was watching, I texted him earlier. So Shalimar, I didn't know Shalimar was your dad, but I love his stuff on the emotional intelligence stuff for the kids. And then I kind of said, is that the same? And then he's your dad. That had to be pretty good growing up with that to get that kind of insight and that kind of guidance.
Oh, what are you talking about?
His dad's a counselor, and he does a thing for athletes, emotional intelligence thing, just to,
Where do you find that?
You don't have emotional intelligence.
Yeah, no.
What is it? Is it Whaley Institute? What's it called again?
Yeah, the whale mentality is his business right now. But yeah. So, what were you saying?
It's the whale mentality.
Yeah, the whale mentality.
To talk about that, what is it?
I mean, mainly just counseling athletics and athletes around the San Diego County, and it's always been good for him being a coach growing up too. Just always having that as being my parent, just having that implemented in my childhood too. So it's always just been the way I've been growing up.
So give me a fundamental block of it. What do you in your day to day? How do you use it?
I mean, day to day, it's just from goal setting to also just, I would say that would be the main thing, just being goal oriented and having something each day that I need to complete. Yeah.
So what was your goal today? The podcast? To do the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, I always start off the day, bed made, but, and then, take care of make sure I don't have any homework from the weekend. And then, this podcast.
And algebra, too.
Algebra. Do this.
So we saw, I'm sorry, do you want to say?
No, go ahead.
I guess so. I guess this kind of segues into it. We saw you got the Congressional Award, and it said, I think it was 200 hours of physical and, was it mental development? And then 400 hours of community service. What are those 400? I mean, that's 600 hours. What does that look like if you broke it down? What are the 400 hours like?
For volunteering, I mean, I mainly volunteered at this organization, Solutions for Change, and then that pretty much just consisted of, making meals for families at the organization. It's a homeless shelter that's trying to get pretty much all the people back on their feet. So I was able to make tons of lunches and dinners for them, as well as hanging out with the kids, playing with them, and sports activities from football to soccer and just things like that.
And why is that important for you to do?
I mean, also just as a young age, I've always been close to like community. Like my parents, every Christmas we would go downtown, feed the homeless. So that's always just been a main thing for me, just helping out my not only family but the community.
We're so out of our league in this conversation.
Dude,
I mean, first of all, I applaud you. I applaud your adults, because kids like you don't happen by accident. But let's go back to being in D.C. I mean, do you get intimidated by being in those kind of surroundings, where you're in the most powerful city on the planet kind of thing? Or walk us through that day? How proud of yourself were you?
Yeah, I mean, my mom was very proud of me. At first, I didn't, fully take it in. But, being up at Capitol Hill, that was really a blessing to see and meet Scott Peters and be able to see, like, his day-to-day life is, because it was really eye-opening to see, how he worked and everything he does for our community. And it was really eye-opening experience.
Did it have you considering a career in politics?
Probably not. I mean, it's open to everything, but I don't really see myself going into politics.
You have a flawless resume.
Why ruin it?
Yeah, I mean, Paul and I were ruined at age 16, and you have this flawless resume. You should be a politician. They get nothing on you.
Aim higher. KUSI, I just want to go back to your dad's thing.
You have no emotional intelligence, so
well, no,
it
but
would work for you.
I'm very curious about that. Is this something that is it his business, or is it something he does on the side?
Yeah, it's his business. Him and a couple of his friends from college that were on his team, and just friends from college. They all got together, I would say, in the recent years, and decided to start the Whale Mentality.
And is it for athletes only?
Yeah, right now it's for mainly athletes only, and for colleges around San Diego.
And is this something that's part of the team fabric, or is it just people who are interested in working with him?
Interested with working with him, but he's also works with different businesses as well.
Oh, so it is outside business. All right, very cool.
Let's get to some football now.
Yeah, let's talk football. Let's talk football.
Give us a little, I think the big whisper around town is Cathedral come fourth game or so when the sit-out period's over is going to be a monster this year. Are the expectations that high within, or are you guys just sitting back a little bit and just letting it happen?
I mean, we're going to start trying to be a monster from the beginning. I mean, we have all the tools, I would say, to start week one, but I mean, we're only going to get stronger as the season goes. So I'm looking forward to it.
Isn't the problem, though, that sit-out period is usually for Cathedral 4 incredibly tough opponents, where you'd rather have the sit-out period start in week 5 and run through the conference period. Yeah, I mean, because what's your schedule like? You guys always play a murderous schedule.
Yeah, I mean, of course we have a couple top teams on our schedule, from Chaminade to our Honor Bowl against Mountain Point. But yeah, without the transfers, I mean, obviously they're a big help to our team. But yeah, I think we'll still be able to succeed on top.
Now, I don't want you to wade too deep into this water because it's not for you to talk about, but maybe Bert and I can. I always saw a couple things on X about talking about how is the transfer rule applied? And like, if you're going from one private school to another private school, why would you have to sit out? And I didn't know how to answer that.
Well, you still have to sit out. It doesn't, sports-wise, because you're still competing in sports. Again, it isn't. You know, the big thing to get stuck up on is if the school you're leaving has a problem with you leaving, then it always becomes a problem. If the school doesn't and they're open to it, then there is no problem. So
then if St. Augustine puts up a fuss, then...
Yeah, or if 20 coaches in your league call Joe Hines and say, put up a fuss about this, it has to become a fuss.
Because I always thought the private school was the exception. If you went to a private school, you could do whatever you wanted to do.
No.
All right.
CIF doesn't.
See, it shows you what I know. All right, so let's talk a little bit about when everybody's assembled, and who knows what your record will be then, but it's actually kind of a rebirth of the season for you when you have what you really think is going to be your team. Because right now it's going to be Cathedral prior to the transfers, and then when all those kids come on, Katie bar the door. I mean, you guys could be really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, after that sit-out period, I mean, we're going to be strong. And yeah, coming into the league games and playoffs, and hopefully get to that state championship.
How do you? Oh, go ahead.
But the school that all these kids are coming from was your hated rival. So how quickly do you accept kids like that?
I mean, yeah, at first we were all at edge, but I mean, the second they came through our doors, I mean, they became family. They're now, most of them are my closest friends, and yeah, pretty, I don't know how else to put it. I mean, very grateful to have them all, and don't see them any differently. They're all Dons now.
Once you go through the Crucible, you can't help but be with them.
Have they done that?
Yeah, you guys did the Crucible already, right, in camp?
Yeah, we did.
And how'd they hold up? How'd they do?
Most of them, yeah, they said it was nothing like Saints or the other schools that they came from. But yeah, I mean, it all challenged us mentally and physically. But the main thing for Crucible is just teamwork. So having each other pick each other up was the main thing that got us all through it.
Hey, in your 3 or 4 years there, has any player quit during the Crucible? You don't have to give names. I just want to know if anybody ever just quits and says, "This isn't for me," like Navy SEALs.
Ring the bell.
No, I don't. Nobody's ever really quit, I would say. I mean, if you start and you're there from the beginning, you'll be there by the finish.
All right, well, walk me through it. What does it entail?
I mean, it entails a lot. I mean, from flipping tires, from different military training, from crawling in the sand to pool workouts or running around the track. There's also a health component to it from the meals that we're fed. I mean, yeah, it's an all-around experience.
What time does it start in the morning?
I would say from 6 to, I mean, we spend the night, so 6 till 10, 9-ish, yeah.
No nap time in there? Nothing?
I mean, there's breaks here and there, but, I mean, we're full go.
So basically, it's a watered-down version of what, like, Hell Week for the SEALs and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, we should try that one year.
Does anyone have video, or do any pictures exist of it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Coach Barry was filming. I think there might be some on the CCHS Don's Football.
You got to get me some pictures
Instagram
and video.
page.
I'll get you some pictures and videos.
Yeah.
Hey, we talked about, I guess, Paul and I came to town, and there was no bigger rivalry than Saints Cathedral, the Holy Bowl. Has that changed a little bit with the realignment and the emergence of Lincoln, and you guys have got your own rivalry with Lincoln right now? Is it still, I mean, when you look at your schedule, is it Saints or is it Lincoln that you guys circle?
I mean, my opinion, we circle every opponent. I mean, just one game at a time. But I mean, obviously the legacy of the Honor Bowl, the Holy Bowl is very important. So that's obviously a game we take very seriously. But any top team opponent is who we're looking for.
Cathedral for the longest time was, I think, Oceanside during the Carroll era. And then when John left, it was, I think, Cathedral became the preeminent program in the county. And, everybody was jealous of them. All the players flocked to them, which I don't think is the case anymore. But a lot of envy, jealousy, obviously a very expensive school to attend. If you're talk a little bit about what it's like to be a Cathedral man, and knowing that some people respect you for it, other people resent you for it. What is your message to them?
I mean, I've only received pretty much love from being at Cathedral. I mean, the culture here is very open arms, welcoming anybody. And I would say even just from the outside, I haven't seen really any envy, at least towards me, but yeah, I would say just being at Cathedral, it's a great community that surrounds us with just love and family-oriented. So we don't really see any of the hate while attending here.
But you're part of this. What I have nothing but respect for the school, because you're being groomed for success. And, obviously you have to put the time in, you have to put the work in, but it seems like your success is a big part of what the school is proud of. Could you speak to that a little bit?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like the school, I don't care if you're a football player or if you're just on the Tiddlywinks team, the school's trying to groom you for success. And could you speak to that a little bit? They take pride in you doing well, and they seem to be invested in your success. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that is. The teachers, the staff, faculty, everybody's just trying to get you to be better than what you were yesterday. So I would say just, the community here is always surrounding you to be better than what you were the last year or before you were at Cathedral, from teachers offering office hours to help you in your academics to coaches giving you the extra help before practice, after practice, film study. So yeah, we're all built for success from every sport or academic way.
Yeah, and I think we see that because the stability there is just amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Doyle's been there probably 40 years. Every other school you go to, it's not a secret, football coaches don't make any money. It's
Right.
a lot of time. But, the 10 years or so, it's every time you go there, it's the exact same staff, exact same people, exact same culture. I mean, they do have that over anyway. The stability that their staff is just amazing.
And if you're a 3-year starter at a program like that, I assume you have some options as far as your playing career continuing. Could you tell us what's in store for you beyond wearing the Cathedral Dons uniform?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully getting the chance to play in college. Right now, I would say I'm mainly looking forward to the Ivy League schools, but I'm still open to any school at the collegiate level.
What's the difference, because Paul and I are community college people. What's the difference, I mean, for you to say, I'm going to go play at Yale as opposed to I'm going to go play at USD?
I mean, the main difference for me, at least, is just getting that degree from an Ivy League school is, great. I mean, for me, it would be a big deal, but no knock on USD either. I mean, USD has a great program, so.
But I guess, yeah, the Ivy League's the Ivy League.
You say Yale. What Ivy League schools, are you having contact yet? Is that something that starts happening, or is that still to come?
A little contact, but yeah, that's still to come.
Imagine Ivy League. That'd be nice. I wish I would have went.
Well,
down.
we've had our share of kids go to the Ivy League.
I meant for you and I. We'd be in a different spot. We'd be in a network TV right now.
No.
We'd probably own the station.
Well, have you been to any of those campuses yet?
Yeah, I've been out to Penn, and I was able to go to the Harvard and Yale campuses too. So, yeah.
So can you name all the Ivy League teams? It's Harvard, Yale, Brown, Penn, Cornell. Who am I missing?
Dartmouth. One more? That leaves us out. We can't even name them. That's that Brown. Did you say Brown?
Did I say? Yeah, I said Brown.
Say Pitt?
No.
Sorry.
Funny.
Hey, did you like? I grew up in Philly. I'm just curious. Did you like Penn? Did you like the city or no?
Yeah, I like the city. I mean, very different than San Diego, but I mean, going to college, you got to be open to different sceneries, weather.
Well, listen, we're going to wrap this up. I just was wondering, we always end the same way. What's the best piece of advice you've received in your young life, and who's given it to you?
I would probably say best advice would be for my dad. Just always go full speed, and to listen to God's plan.
You bring up religion. How is that a big part of your life?
Yeah, that's a big part of my life. From my parents to grandparents, religion's always been a big part of my life.
So is that why you're at Cathedral?
Yeah, that's the main reason I'm at Cathedral, and just also my church life. And I'm also in FCA, and one of my mentors, Jerry, also has a big part of me for my faith life.
Well, young man, it's been a pleasure to get to know you. To be a 3-year starter at a school of that significance, no small athletic accomplishment, but I think really what the headline here is your academic and community accomplishments. You are a well-rounded young man. We appreciate the fact that you spent 25 minutes with us, and if we got you out of a class that you didn't want to have to attend, then feel like then we did.
He wants to attend all the classes. Have you not picked that up? He's got a 4.3, and he's going to Ivy League. He doesn't want to miss any class.
Well, hey.
I would sit there back in the day and pretend like it was a 2-hour review.
Thank you so much. Hey, before I let you go, I need pictures. I need still pictures that you own of yourself playing. Can you write this down? I'm going to give you my email.
Yeah.
It's prudy, RUDY, at KUSI.com. prudy at KUSI.com. And I need pictures of your report card tweet. Send me that. Action photos, any Crucible pictures that you might have that I can use that's not going to get me in legal trouble, that I have your permission and the school's permission to use. And I need pictures of your family and anything of your dad's business. Because the things I want to talk about that we're going to start, we'll post this either today or tomorrow, then I start putting up individual elements. And the things that I like best that we talked about were your report card, your congressional award. So any pictures from DC with you and the congressman, the Crucible, that's the third thing, and your dad's business is the fourth thing.
P.Rudy at KUSI.com.
And here's the problem, Carter. I start working on this at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I need it by then. So please, if you're in doubt of how many pictures you send me give me more than I need, okay?
Okay, bet.
And that report card is the coolest thing, because I think there is not a chance in hell, young man, that I would have ever reported my, let me tell you a story. My parents, when they would open up the envelope, my dad would pour himself a stiff drink, and he was just praying that there was a number on the left side of the decimal.
Was there?
Sometimes it was just a letter, like.
We're going to Sizzler. Paul got a 1.3.
All right, Carter, PPR Podcast number 177 is over. Thank you so much. Everybody, turn off the machines.
Thank you.
Thank you.